Hey guys, it's Kaylee. I am back with another thrift haul. In today's video, I'll be going over my Goodwill outlet bins finds, which is a strategy that I've been using, going to a lot of the bins, swapped out a lot of my sourcing for the Goodwill outlet in order to lower my cost of goods and squeeze out some more net profit, but also to bulk up for the Q4 season, which is when resellers typically experience an increased number of sales because people are just in the buying mood for the holidays. A lot more shoppers are online. And so for that reason, I want to be ahead. I want to have a lot of stuff ready to go to increase the likelihood of having more sales and also being prepared myself so that if there's, a day where I can't go out sourcing because I want to do something for the holidays, I don't have to worry about it because I've got racks ahead of time prepared and ready to go. And shopping at the Goodwill bins or the Goodwill outlet has been a fantastic way to stock up. Before we dive into this thrift haul, something else I like to stock up on as we move into Q4 with the increased sales are my shipping supplies. Everything you see behind me is how I store almost all of my inventory. Anything that can fit in these boxes does. Looks really pretty right now because we did a total store inventory today, which is why I look like a hot mess. But almost everything gets put into one of these clear bags and then gets shipped out in one of these, which is a GROPack 10x13 poly mailer. GROPack is an online shipping supplies company, and big thank you to them for partnering with my video today. Their website is so easy to use. You basically go on there, decide what kind of mailer you want. I almost always choose poly mailer. You pick your size, I choose the 10x13s, then you pick your color and your quantity. The more you buy, the more you save per piece. They've got some of the most affordable prices on the market. And like I said, when you bulk up, like you probably need to do for Q4, you're gonna save even more. I trust them to ship out hundreds of packages every single week, and so I really have to stock up. All of these colors and sizes are available on their website. Feel free to check them out. There's a link and coupon code in my description box, and I didn't even mention yet, but they have free shipping on all orders within the US. Now's a great time to stock up and get prepared for the upcoming season. All right, let's get into this thrift haul. All right, the first one I wanna show you is what I would consider a Bolo brand. Now, not everything in this brand sells super well, but definitely their outerwear, their jackets, they're more heavier pieces, and a lot of their men's stuff does well. It is Helly Hansen, and it specifically does well during this time of the year. So people buy them for winter, ski gear, snowboarding, all that stuff. This is a waterproof nylon jacket. It is a men's in a larger size. And I think I was gonna list this for like $50 to $60. Some people are afraid to pick up heavier things at the bins, but I'm not, because you can still, even if you get something that's a couple of pounds, you're still only paying like $5, and it's very comparable to thrift stores. So if I'm going to flip something for $50 to $60, I'm willing to pay up for it at the bins. I've had some pretty good luck with that other people are not willing to do. All right, next up, this is a brand by Huckberry. It's called Proof. Everything on the Huckberry website I would definitely know specifically for men's stuff because almost every single brand on there has a fantastic sell-through rate and are brands that you should know about. So this is one of them, and this is also a category I would look for in just about anything. It is merino wool base layers or merino wool shirts. This one's slightly dressier than a base layer because it is a polo shirt, but it is made out of merino wool. It is super lightweight and it is a larger size. I was going to list that one for around $40, and I think that's called the 72-hour polo, I believe is what it's called. Next up, I like to bulk up on plus size stuff, especially from the bins, because like I said, it's a great way to pad your sales. $25 sales, doing that all the time in between the larger ASP sales is what really helps to increase my sales overall, just keep revenue generating and moving through items. And I find that even during times where sales are slow, people reach for the lower price items. So I personally like having a mixture of both. And even with all of that, my average sale price on the newer items that I'm picking up is still between $35 and $40 generally. So even with these lower price items, I still make a decent amount as far as average price goes. This one I'll only list for about $25. It is Licky brand. I'm very cautious with Licky brand in general. It's just very oversaturated. I still like getting their plus sizes in the like super boho stuff. This one I wouldn't consider super boho, but it is a more substantial piece. It is a thermal top and it's a 3X. That's the main reason that I grabbed it. A size 3X performs really well for me in plus sizes. All right, next up, I found this at a bin that everybody had picked over, and I think it's because you just can't really tell what it is, but it is a pullover like wool type sweatshirt, and it doesn't look like anything fancy. However, it is Smart Wool, which is a Bolo brand that you definitely want to know during this time of the year, kind of along the same lines as the merino wool base layer. Smart Wool makes a lot of those. But they also make stuff like this, and I think this is why people did not catch it, was because it just is not one of the base layer things that people look for. But this is a women's cowl neck sweatshirt in a larger size. I believe I was going to list this one for around $35. All right, next up, we have been experimenting with not only Y2K tops, but we're moving into some Y2K sweaters, and we've been having some luck with it when the right factors are there. This is a Y2K Hollister women's sweater. Lots of great details on this that people are looking for, mainly the silhouette. It is super long and fitted. It has that deep V-neck. Just looks like a very classic, preppy Y2K mall brand piece. And Hollister also is trending right now. I think we're going to list this for around $30 to $35. Next up, this is a style-based piece I got. This is not a brand that I would memorize, but brand did not matter. This is a very like whimsy goth, kind of like vamp inspired, even could go holiday inspired piece. It is a burgundy color, which is very trendy right now. It's a lace overlay and it's got an asymmetrical detail. Plus it is in a jewel tone, so I could really go multiple ways with this. But some keywords I would use on this would be whimsy goth, vamp, holiday, and I'd also include like lace, asymmetric, things like that. All right, next up, this is another style-based one. This doesn't even have a brand. Oh, yes, it does. Vivimos. Not very familiar with that brand, but does not matter. I would pick this up in anything. It is a silhouette of a dress that performs extremely well for me. I've sold so many things like this. It's in a beautiful mustard yellow color too, which is trendy for fall. But what I really like about it, again, is that silhouette. So it's got that milkmaid look to it. That is definitely a keyword you want to know, is milkmaid, if you don't already. And yeah, this could be worn to like a Renaissance festival. It could go in so many different ways, but mainly this milkmaid silhouette and the longer length is the main reason that I wanted to grab this. I'll likely sell this for around $35, and I could probably, get that with any brand just because of the silhouette. A similar silhouette, this one, what are you? I feel like, oh, this is Shein. I don't go around seeking out Shein, but if it is a good style-based piece, I will pick it up. Along the same lines of that dress I just showed you, this is also a very like milkmaid type style, tie front top. It's gauzy. This could go in a million different ways as well, including whimsy goth, fairy grunge, milkmaid. We could even go with coquette on both this top and other dresses. So this is Shein. Again, I would not recommend like going and seeking after that brand, but I like personally saving it from the landfill and being able to make about $25 on pieces like that. I actually just sold a Shein dress the other day for around $40 pre-owned, and it was in that milkmaid style that I just showed you. So all about style, not about brand. Next up, here is another Y2K piece I am experimenting with. This is Express, again, that tight-fitted silhouette. This one's not necessarily like a style people are looking for, but it has lots of factors that I think people are looking for. It's just not the epitome of what people are looking for. I'm gonna list this for about $25, and I'll use the keyword Y2K on that. I love picking up any kind of cashmere at the bins. I'm very wary of finding holes though, so I'm always like putting it up to the light, looking everywhere. I could not find a single hole on this. It is in a beautiful color, and I find that neutral colors in cashmere perform even better. Plus, this is an elevated brand, Rachel Zoe, 100% cashmere, and it's a size extra large. This is definitely a factor stacking piece, and I'm picking up pretty much anything cashmere at the bins. I didn't do a comp on this. I would guess at least 30, 35 bucks on that. All right, I'm starting to go into some kids' clothes just because I'm looking for what else I can get from the bins that's already there to not have to travel 2 more places and just pick up as much as I can that sells quickly and for good money. And so we come across a lot of kids' clothes, and I'm learning that from Bethany at Trash Pandas Thrift. She picks up and sells a lot of kids' bolo brands. So kind of learning from her, and I already did know quite a few, and when I came across them, I would sell them, but I guess I'm just more hyper focused on it now is maybe the word. So I'm testing some things out. Mini Bowden has always been one that I liked finding and flipping. So testing out this little cardigan, I thought it was appropriate for the season. It is a cotton cashmere blend. It's got some texture to it. It is a super cute color as well. I have no idea, probably like 15, 20 bucks on that. All right, another style-based piece. This is Nicole Miller, Y2K label. Again, sought after Y2K style top. This one's not like super fitted, but it is satin, and it's got the cowl neck, and it also has these interesting jeweled like chain details here. Again, in a beautiful jewel tone color, which could also be marketed for like a holiday event and things like that. So lots of things going for this one. I am probably gonna list this for 30 to 35. Next up, this is just another plus size pickup. This is Torrid. I don't pick up a whole lot of Torrid, but what I look for are the like gothier style stuff, witchy style stuff, and larger sizes. This one is a size 4X. It's not super gothy, but I could see it going like witchy style because of this like ombre purple. So I'm gonna use keyword witchy on this one, and also just like what it is, a Torrid dolman sleeve cardigan in a size 4X. This was another style-based piece. This is Hollister, and I mainly got this one for style reasons as well. This is a sheer, very like whimsical fairy kimono with an asymmetric detail, velvet burnout, which is super trendy, and then also fringe details. It's longer length, it's some Halloween type colors, just lots and lots of factor stacking. Probably only going to ask 25 to 30 on that one. Here's another Milkmaid style top. This one's just by Forever 21. This is a very gauzy Milkmaid style top. Looking for 25 on that one. This is a gorgeous dress, very like Y2K whimsy goth. Again, notice the like sheer overlay, the purple jewel tone colors. This one looks a little bit more mature than I would like, but I could also market this as like a holiday party as well. It has some beautiful details there. This will probably be one I end up putting on an AI model. I've had some really good luck with doing that and marketing it that way. This is Jones, New York. I pick up a lot of style-based stuff in this brand, and this is 100% silk. So lots of gorgeous factors and details on this one. I'll probably list that for around 35 to 40. This is a brand I go back and forth with. I would say it's a pretty good men's bread and butter brand. It has a decent following. It feels buttery soft every time I find it. It is Robert Barraquette. The t-shirts like this that have the soft buttery feel only go for like 20, 25 bucks, but they have a decent sell-through rate. So picking this one up, hoping to sell it for 20 to 25, hopefully within like a week, super quick. This is another style-based / factor stacking piece. I've talked about this for years, but men's cardigans during this time of the year always perform well for me. And the style and category allows me to reach for brands that I wouldn't normally look at. This is a men's Gap, which is a good brand, good recognizable brand with decent quality. Men's cardigan. It is super thick. It's full button. It's got this shawl collar, which significantly increases the value. A lot of men are looking for this shawl collar right here. Also this cable knit detail increasing the value. Also the neutral color also increasing the value. And it's a size large. All the great factors. I feel like we were going to list this for around $35. All right, next up, this one does not have a brand, but there is a tag on the inside and it is Liz Claiborne. This is like a vintage sweater. It's just made out of acrylic, nothing crazy, but cable knit sweaters like these, especially in this like feminine pink color, doing extremely, extremely well for me. Actually, even in summer, I was selling stuff like this. This could be titled preppy, old money, even like tennis core. See like a lot of tennis sweaters with the pleated skirts with this type of style. So grab this for style reasons alone. I'm going to list this for $30 to $35, and we'll just note what the brand is. Here's another very like coquette style top. This again is not a great brand. It's the style itself in a nice like mint pastel-y color, fitted silhouette, puff sleeves. Again, kind of like a milkmaid style. Gonna list that for around $25. Ooh, I was really excited to find this. I haven't comped this yet. I just snatched it up. This is a J. McLaughlin, which it can be a good brand to find depending on what you have. I personally prefer to find their like Catalina cloth, like that UPF feel. But my second favorite thing to find in this brand would be cashmere. That also performs well. This is an extra small, long length J. McLaughlin cashmere cardigan with a really nice, almost like monarch butterfly looking print and full length sleeves. This is going to do really, really well for fall. I would guess probably $35 to $40 on that. All right, this is also a brand that has taken off. It performs even better in the men's stuff, but grabbing this at the bins, I'm just going to price competitively. Outer Known. This is a women's shirt dress. The women's does not perform as well as the men's, but again, so the bins, I couldn't leave it behind. But very good brand to know specifically in men's. So this is a floral shirt dress. And I think I was going to list this for $25 to $30, just again, to stay competitive. All right, I found another cashmere piece. Oh no, I see a hole, you guys. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. There's a tiny little hole right here. You think you do good and then you find it. So there's a tiny little hole in the back, but we'll still list it. This is just Jones wear, and this is a cashmere cardigan. Again, very neutral color, full button cardigan's definitely going to increase value. I just saw there's another giant hole. Okay, this is going to go in a flawed cashmere lot. Just told you guys about that on a recent What Sold video, how I sold a cashmere flawed lot. So I can't be too upset about this, but I am upset that I didn't see it, because I'm like, I look over, I really do when I'm at the bins, and they just they don't make it sometimes. So I'll put that in a flawed cashmere lot and attempt to sell it, but had that not had holes, that would have been an excellent pickup. Next up, this is a Y2K Juicy Couture velour sweatshirt hoodie with some bling on the back, which is exactly what you want to see in this type of thing. A lot of Y2K velour jackets perform well for the Y2K customers. This one also has a little J zipper here, which should help to increase value also. And we'll make sure that our cover photo is the back of this, because this is really what's going to sell the item. So any kind of velour tracksuit and blingy stuff, I would definitely look up if you come across it. I don't know what we're going to price this for yet. I'll have to do some more research, but I would say at least $35. Still picking up some swimwear. Lands' End swimwear performs really well for us. This is a swimwear top in a larger size. And yeah, these perform really well all summer long for us. I'm just going to price more competitively knowing that we're going out of that season. So I'll probably list this for around $20 to $25. Next up, I have been grabbing a little bit of workwear, meaning work company branded things. There's actually a lot of workwear stuff that does well. I'm actually trying to put together a call for the Resellers Edge group, because they've been requesting it and I've gotten a lot of great feedback so far. So I'm going to add this one to that call. But I sold some Menards stuff. I think we just sold some UPS stuff. So it's not everything, but there's like key pieces. And this is a Menards employee like smock vest with pockets. I'm gonna list that for around $25. All right, this is a men's very like nautical, preppy, frat boy kind of a shirt, and this kind of stuff has been trending for me. I could also see a female buying this and wearing it oversized for that like old money classic look. This one does have a little bit of discoloration on the collar inside, so I'm gonna note that, but I'm gonna list this for about $25 to $30. Next, we have a substantial J. Crew piece, which I also like getting at the bins. So this is J. Crew. It's a size large, and it is a long length tiered maxi dress, and it's oversized. So very like minimalist log and look vibes with this. Plus it is the color black, which is performing well for fall and winter. I'm not sure what I'm gonna price this for yet, but it is a great style-based piece paired with J. Crew. All right, I cannot find like anything on this brand, but I had to get it because it gives me the dupe effect of Magnolia Pearl. So I was hoping this was Magnolia Pearl, but it wasn't. I was really hoping for it though. But this is the brand Handprint. It is one size. It is 100% cotton. I mean, the tag looks like a niche, like good brand. It feels very luxurious, and it's not a robe. There's no belt loops or anything like that. So it's kind of like a little cottage core kimono, super lightweight and minimalist. I love this collar blocking detail down here. It's very like, I don't know, very whimsical, very lightweight, very oversized. I'm going to list this for like $40 to $50. Again, I don't know anything about the brand, but what I do know is that this looks like Magnolia Pearl, and I think a Magnolia Pearl lover is going to really love this. Shabby chic would be a good keyword for that. That's what like Magnolia Pearl customers are known for, is the shabby chic look. All right, I have another kimono. This one is by the brand Paparazzi. They make a lot of super cute boho stuff. Not great sell-through rates, but if the right piece comes by, I will snatch it up. This is a gorgeous velvet burnout, kind of patchworky style kimono and all the great things. So definitely wanted to grab this one. Plus this brand is known for these super cool kimonos. I think I was going to list that one for around $35. Next up, we have another Y2K piece. This is looked like American Eagle for a second. This is just a Nana Outfitters, but it is a true Y2K lace trim fitted tank top. I will use lace trim in my title as well as Y2K. And you guys have probably seen like 100 of these in my thrift hauls and what sold videos. They're really excellent bread and butter for me. I'll list that for $25 to $30. I also like picking up men's Henleys. So I got this Goodfellow, which is surprisingly a decent factor stacking brand in the men's department. I've sold a lot of Goodfellow stuff. It's not everything, but if you can factor stack it, there's a lot of really good pieces in this brand, and I come across it fairly often. So pay attention for that brand and just make sure you look it up. But this is a Henley I'm going to sell for about $25. Nice orange thermal, and it is in a good fall color. All right, this is, surprisingly, actually guess what this is. This is one of my employees was sourcing and found this at the bins, and she came back and she was like, guess what this brand is? And I was way off base. So put your guesses down below. You'll never guess it. It is actually Patagonia. I can kind of see it now that I know, like I could see that like rugged outdoorsy style, but not in a blazer. So if you didn't know, they make blazers and they have an incredible sell-through rate and they sell for hundreds of dollars. So you definitely want to know that about Patagonia. I think that's oftentimes why we think we don't come across good pieces, is because we just simply don't know what the brand actually puts out. And so we're walking right by lots of stuff. All right, next up, a classic plus size piece. This is by Rose and Olive. I really like selling this brand. I'm gonna flip this little top for $25. Also, this rose and olive top for $25. This is a more sought after brand in the plus size community. They make some like younger looking pieces. Another rose and olive plus size top, $25. Another rose and olive top, $25. So just to kind of give you the vibe of some of their like trendy pieces is why they like them. All right, next up we have an Eileen Fisher sweater. Open knit. This is a size medium. I like getting the larger sizes, but I'll drop down in size for a more substantial piece. This is 100% linen, so longer length, open knit, linen top. I could also use the keywords fairy grunge with this, and I think it would do pretty awesome as well, but Eileen Fisher still continues to be one of my favorite brands. We'll probably list that for $30 to $35. Here is another Eileen Fisher. This is a one size, oversized, like log and look type top. I haven't done specific comps on this. My listers did. So they'll know more of an exact price, but I would just off the top of my head guess like 30 to 40 on that. We have another Eileen Fisher top, probably 25 to 30 on that one. We have some Susan Graver. This is another one of my favorite plus size brands to find, specifically in liquid knits, which is what this is. Super stretchy, like scuba almost feeling material. This will list for around $25. Another Susan Graver liquid knit, $25. And another Susan Graver. Here's one of their more modern tags. Liquid knit, around $25. All right, I'm gonna show you guys a few more pieces here and then we'll round out this thrift haul. Let me know down below, do you prefer like several quick thrift hauls or do you prefer like a really, really long thrift haul? Let me know. I go back and forth. This is not a brand I would memorize. I got this strictly for style, but it appears to be a Y2K patchwork style skirt. I could also put the keywords witchy, fairy, definitely patchwork, lots of things. And it's got a lot of, again, that deep purple jewel tone going for it, which is gonna help. Probably list that around 30. I've been having some really good luck with Brooks running. Some of the women's bras do good. Some of the men's stuff does good. So when I came across these pair of Brooks men's shorts, by the way, Brooks is mostly known for being a footwear brand. So I didn't know that they made clothing for a long time. So this is a PSA to you if you didn't know, like I didn't. And some of their clothing does good. Not crazy amounts of money. Like for instance, I'm only going to sell these for about 25 bucks. But the sell-through rate on men's Brooks running shorts is really, really good. So this is an easy pickup, quick flip. Here is their logo as well. All right, we have a Polo by Ralph Lauren puffer jacket. Always gonna say yes to Polo Ralph Lauren substantial anything. I don't know how much this is gonna go for. I would guess a crazy amount of money. We have an Alembica. This is a fantastic like artsy log and look brand to look for. Very, I would say, understated and overlooked. The more like oversized, interesting pieces you can get, the better. But sometimes it is also just like a very plain piece. This one should do well, and it's also new with tags. I would guess probably 40 and up on that one. We also have a men's button-down Lululemon, kind of like dress shirt. So again, kind of like a Patagonia blazer. You need to know that Lululemon also makes more businessy looking stuff too. That one's like business casual. All right, let me show you a couple more pieces here that I grabbed, if I don't drop everything first. Let's see here. So I'm gonna show you a few things before we hop off that you might want to know. Here's something I picked up recently. They are Y2K micro mini shorts in like popular old mall brands. This is a pair of American Eagle multicolor plaid micro mini shorts. These have been doing really well for me. They've got to be the micro though, so like super short. You can also do the same thing with skirts, and I'm going to list those for about probably $30 to $35, I would say. And then lastly, I'll show you this last bolo. I've talked about it before, but it's been a while. These are a pair of leggings with no branding inside. And usually the only way that you'll know what they are is by this little logo, which this logo looks like it got like cut off, but that is their logo. And they're Fanka leggings, Fanka. They're usually super like compressed, like shaping leggings. And I usually find them because of all these interesting shaping details here. Some of them do look a little bit more plain though, so you got to know that logo, and it has an incredible sell-through rate. These will likely sell for around $35 to $40, sometimes more depending on exact style and size. So I'm going to end today's thrift haul here. I have probably like a quarter of the rack left, but we're getting a little long. So I'll put this into a future video, but hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know down below what kind of thrift hauls you like to see, and specifically, what do you like to see? Do you like the mix of high sell-through rate bolos with style base with factor stacking? Or would you prefer to see like all high sell-through rate bolos or all just style-based pieces because you don't find high sell-through rate bolos at your store? Let me know down below. I personally do a combination of all because I want to get anything profitable and that sells quickly in front of me. And so that's why we have a good mix of stuff here. Helps with sourcing and again, padding sales. Don't forget to check out GRO Pack if you would like to stock up on Q4 shipping supplies, and then use that code down below. You'll save even more off of their affordable prices. I really do love them, and I really do ship a lot of my stuff out with them. Like, again, everything that fits in these boxes goes in a GRO Pack mailer, and it's fantastic. Tried and true, love them. Quality is great, and the price is even better. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!